Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Easy to Learn. Today we will study chemistry and the chapter is Language of Chemistry. Friends, now what is chemistry? So chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the study of matter. Now what is matter? Matter is anything which occupies space and have mass is called matter. So what is chemistry? Chemistry, branch of science which deals with the study of okay. Chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the study of matter. And what is matter? So I have told you that anything which occupies space and have mass is called matter. Example of matter is pencil, box, eraser, sharpener, or anything which occupies space and have mass. And feelings are not the example of matter because they doesn't occupy space and also they doesn't have any mass. Now, our chapter is language of chemistry. So, what is language? Language, like in English, we study A, B, C, D, and all the alphabet. These are the alphabets which joins and make the words, and then the word joins to make the sentence which have the meaning. Like that only, language of chemistry means the alphabets of the chemistry which are used to identify any elements. So in this chapter we will study about symbols of elements. So first we should discuss that what is the basic unit of matter. The basic unit of matter is atom. Atom is the smallest basic unit of matter, smallest particles of a matter, which may or may not be independent, which may or may not be exist independent. So atom is the is the smallest unit of matter which may or may not exist independently. Okay, so but it take part in reactions. So atom is the smallest unit of matter which may or may not exist independently. They can also and they cannot also exist independently, and they are the smallest unit of matter. They are the building blocks of a matter. So now we have studied atom, now we will study molecule. What are molecules? So molecule is the smallest particle of a matter that exists independently. We have studied about atoms. Atoms were the smallest particles of a matter which may or may not exist independently. But molecule is the smallest particle of a matter that exists independently. So we have studied about molecule. Now we will study about what are substances and what are the types of substances. We have studied about atoms, molecules and matter. Substances is matter only which occupies space and have mass. Substance is divided into two types, pure substance and mixtures. Pure substance is a molecule which contains same type of atom, and mixture is a molecule which contains different types of atoms. And so pure substance is further divided into two types, elements and compounds. Element is a pure and simple substance which cannot be further divided. Elements is a pure and simple substance which cannot be further divided. Compound is like mixture only, but it is kept in the category of pure substance because it is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture means it have its property throughout, and the constituents are combined in fixed ratio. But in mixtures, constituents are not combined in fixed ratio. Example is that in water is a compound. H2O is this is water. There are two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. So when we have to form a water, then 2:1 is the 2:1 is the ratio in which only water can be formed. But mixtures does not need any fixed compositions. Mixture is a molecule in which different atoms are present. Like any atom, whatever you mix, they forms a mixture. Like water and sand, they does not mix properly. Water and sand does not mixes, but it is a mixture because it first of all, water and sand is a heterogeneous mixture because they does not properly mixes and they does not have the property throughout. And in compound, it is a homogeneous mixture because they have their property throughout and they mix in the fixed proportion. In mixture, there is no ratio in which they have to mix. So we have studied, let's revise quickly. Substance, we have studied substance is matter only. It is divided into two types, pure substance and mixtures. Pure substance are of two types, elements and compound. Element is a pure and simple substance which cannot be further divided, and compound is a homogeneous mixture, means they have their property throughout and they combine properly. And in mixtures, it is a molecule which have different types of atoms and they does not combine properly like water and sand, and they does not have a fixed ratio. And in compound, there is a fixed ratio of combination. So we have studied substances. Now we are going to start a new topic, symbol. I have told you that like in English we study about alphabet. In chemistry we represent element by its symbol. Before studying symbols, we should discuss topic atomicity. I have left that topic, so first discuss atomicity. Atomicity means how many atoms are present in a molecule. Like if there is a molecule which have only one atom, then it is a monoatom. Then it is a monoatomic molecule. Number of molecule present in number of molecule present in, number of atoms, number of atoms present in sorry, I said wrong. It is number of atoms present in a molecule. If suppose there is a molecule which have one atom, then it is called monatomic molecule. If it have two atoms, if it is having two atoms, it is called diatomic molecule. If it is have three atoms, it is called triatomic molecule. If it is have four atoms, it is called tetraatomic molecule. If it is have 8 atoms, it is called octaatomic molecule. So number of atoms present in a molecule. So let us discuss the examples of monatomic. Monatomic, all the noble gases like helium, krypton, they have neon, they have one atoms in their molecule, they have only one atom, so they comes in monatomic. Diatomic are nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. Tetraatomic examples are, triatomic examples are means they have three atoms. Ozone is the example of triatomic, and tetraatomic phosphorus is the example, and octaatomic sulfur is the example. Now we will discuss about symbols. Now we have discussed atomicity, now we will discuss symbols. Symbol is a short form which stands for the atom of an element. Suppose there is an atom of hydrogen. Suppose there is an atom of hydrogen. Now, what will be its symbol? Symbol is the short form I have told. So, its symbol is H. Symbol of hydrogen is H. It is a short form and it stands for an atom of this element. Element is hydrogen. So, definition of symbol is short form which stands for atom of an element. So hydrogen is an element, and H, if H is there is H, it shows an atom of element hydrogen and it is the short form. So this is the definition of symbol. Now we have to discuss that who discovered symbols, who told that we should use symbols instead of writing full this element name. John Jacob Berzelius. John Jacob Berzelius has given the symbols of every element. John Jacob Berzelius. John Jacob Berzelius, J.J. Berzelius, has given the symbols of all the hydrogen. He has told that symbols can be the first letter of the element, like hydrogen, first letter is H, so symbol is H. Or for two letters like helium. Helium is an element. Like helium. Helium is a noble gas. I have told you helium is a noble gas, so its atomicity is 1. It is a monatomic, and its symbol is He. He is its symbol. So it can be two words also. In hydrogen, in case of hydrogen, symbol of hydrogen is H. So it is first letter. In this symbol of helium is He, two letters, and it can be the first first letter or second letter of the Latin name of the elements, like sodium. Sodium. Sodium's Latin name is argentum. Sorry. Sodium's Latin name is natrium. So its symbol is Na. Now we will study about valency. Now, what is valency? Valency is the number of electrons that an atom can lose, gain or share during a chemical reaction. Means कितना इलेक्ट्रॉन कोई एटम लॉस कर सकता है, गेन कर सकता है या शेयर कर सकता है केमिकल रिएक्शन के दौरान. Now we have studied about valency. To understand valency properly, we should know what is chemical reaction, because in the definition we have studied that valency is the gain, loss or share of electrons during a chemical reaction. So what is chemical reaction is very important. So chemical reaction is when reactants react to form a product is called chemical reaction. When two reactants, like there I have taken an example. Example is 2Na plus Cl2 is equal to 2NaCl. This is the reaction. So these two reactants react to form a product. This is the reaction. I have told you when two reactants react to form a product. Both are reactants, they react to form a product. This is the chemical reaction. Now to understand valency, let us discuss this figure. So we know that atomic number of sodium is 11 and atomic number of chlorine is 17. Now we have to do the electronic configuration. In electronic configuration, we have to break this 11. First we have to write 2 and then 8. 2 plus 8 is 11. Then we have to see which is the number which we will write here to make it 11. Means कि यहाँ पे हमें हमेशा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में पहले 2 लिखना है. 2 लिख लिया, फिर उसके बाद 8 लिखा जाता है. जैसे कि यहाँ पे 11 है तो 2 plus 8 10 होता है, प्लस 1 11 होता है. और तो इस तरह इसका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होगा. यहाँ पे भी पहले 2 लिखना है, फिर 8 लिखना है. 2 8 10 होता है, फिर उसके बाद कैसा क्या नंबर ले कि 17 बन जाए तो 7 लेंगे. अगर यहाँ पे 8 से ज़्यादा कोई नंबर रहेगा तो हमें मान लीजिए कि यहाँ पे किसी का जैसे कैल्शियम का एटॉमिक नंबर 20 होता है, तो इसका जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होगा पहले हमें 2 लिखना है, फिर 8 लिखना है, फिर उसके बाद 2 8 10 होता है, पर हमें 10 और चाहिए तो हम सिर्फ 8 लिखेंगे. हम कभी भी 8 से ज़्यादा नहीं लिखते हैं 20 तक के एलिमेंट्स में. 20 तक के एलिमेंट्स में 20 तक के जो पीरियोडिक टेबल है उसमें जो 20 तक के एलिमेंट्स है उसमें कभी 8 से ज़्यादा नहीं लिखते. तो पहले 2 लिखेंगे, फिर 8 लिखेंगे, फिर 8. अब हमको देखना है कि ऐसा कौन सा नंबर है जिसको यहाँ पे लिख देंगे तो 20 हो जाएगा. तो 2 लिख देंगे, 2 plus 8 is 10, then 8 is 18 and then 2 is 20. So we are not studying about calcium, so I am erasing this. We are studying about sodium and chlorine. So we have studied how to take out the electronic configuration 281 and 287. So according to electronic configuration, we make this diagram. This is the nucleus of a sodium atom, and then we in first shell we write the first number which is given. So 2 is, so first we obviously in the first cell only 2, we can only make 2, and then in second 8 is there, then we have to make 8, and in last there is 1. So we have make 1 electron. These are electrons and this is a nucleus. Nucleus contains proton and neutrons. And this is the figure of chlorine. This is the nucleus. This is electrons. These are electrons. 2 electrons, then 8, and in the outermost cell 7 electrons. So when these two react with each other, when these sodium and chlorine react, one atom means, यहाँ पे ये मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि जैसे कि इसका वन है इलेक्ट्रॉन, तो ये अपना वन इलेक्ट्रॉन इसको दे देगा। हम लोग नोबेल गैस जानते हैं, तो नोबेल गैस की जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होती है उनके लास्ट में 8 होता है। जैसे कि हम नियॉन ले लें, तो नियॉन की इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होती है 2 8, तो लास्ट में 8 है। तो हमें दोनों के जब भी हम लोग रिएक्शन कराएंगे, उनके जो लास्ट सेल है, उनका जो लास्ट सेल रहेगा, हमें उसे 8 बनाना है, 8 बनाना है, इसका भी 8 बनाना है, इसका भी 8 बनाना है। तो अगर सोडियम एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इसको दे देगा तो ये भी 8 हो जाएगा, ये भी 8 हो जाएगा। तो ये वन इलेक्ट्रॉन, sodium gives one electron to chlorine and it becomes 2 8 8. So when it gives one electron, it becomes positive charge because number of electrons, we have studied that number of electron is equal to number of proton, and but if when it give one electron, only 10 electrons are left, but protons are 11, so it becomes positively charged after the reaction. And if it becomes negatively charged because one electron is given to it and it have 18 electrons but 17 protons, so it becomes negatively charged. After the reaction it becomes positively charged, sodium, and it becomes negatively charged. We have studied about chemical reaction. Now during the chemical reaction we have seen that nitrogen atom gave one electron to chlorine atom, but when they gave one atom, so their sodium atom becomes negatively charged, and while chlorine atom becomes positively charged. See here, when sodium atom gave one electron, it becomes positively charged, and when chlorine atom gain charge, it becomes negatively, because and they negatively charged. So what is ion? Ion are the charged particles. After giving one electron, it becomes charged, and after taking one electron, it also becomes charged, while it becomes positively charged and it becomes negatively charged. So ions are the charged particles, so they both becomes ion. But what are ion? We have discussed that ions are the charged particles, but when they are positively charged ion, they are called cation, and when they are negatively charged ion, they are called anion. So we have discussed about ion. Ion are the charged particles, and we have taken an example also. When sodium gave one electron, it becomes positively charged because there is excess of proton, and when chlorine takes one electron, it becomes negatively charged because there is excess of electron. So cation are positively charged ion. So example of cation is Na plus is the example of cation, and Cl minus is the example of anion. So when an atom takes one electron, when an atom give one electron, it is called monovalent, or when an atom takes one electron, then it is also called monovalent. But cation, if it is giving one electron, it becomes positively, so it is called cation, and when it is taking one electron, it becomes negatively charged, so it is called anion. So these are the examples: monovalent, and when it gives 2 electron or takes 2 electron, it is called divalent, or when an atom gives 3 electron or takes 3 electron, it is called trivalent. Now our next topic is variable valency. we have studied about valency. Valency is the number of atoms in the outermost shell of any element. Like if there is an element like hydrogen, if there is an element hydrogen, suppose it is the nucleus and it is the first cell and there is only one electron, so number of electron in the outermost shell will be equal to valency of a element. So number of electron is 1, so the valency of hydrogen is 1. So the number of electrons in the outermost shell is also called valence electron. So number of electrons in the outermost shell is equal to valency of that element, and the outermost shell of any element is called valence shell. So here we are studying variable valency. Variable valency means, suppose if any element is there which have two valency, some elements exhibit two valency, so though they exhibit variable valency. Let's read the definition. Some elements exhibit more than one valency. Some elements exhibit more than one valency, means they show variable valency. So let us take an example of variable valency. Now this is the example of variable valency. If a element exhibit two valency, then the lower valency is indicated by the suffix OUS and the higher valency is indicated with the suffix IC. So iron exhibits two valencies, one is ferrous and second is ferric. So I have told you that the lower valency is indicated by OUS and the higher valency is indicated by IC as the suffix. So it is ferrous exhibit 2 and ferric 3 exhibit 3, and copper also exhibit two valencies. One is cuprous, it is the lower valency 1, and cupric, it is the higher valency IC. So these are the examples of variable valency. Okay, now we will study about radical. Now radical. To understand radical properly, first we should understand what is molecular formula. Now we will study molecular formula. Molecular formula is the symbolic representation. Of molecule. We have studied about symbols. Symbols is the representation of elements, but molecular formula is the representation of molecule and symbolic representation. It is also called, molecular formula is also known as chemical formula. Let us take few examples. Now we will take example. So example of hydrogen molecule is H2. I have told you what is molecular formula. Molecular formula is the representation of molecule. So what is the representation of hydrogen molecule? So it is H2. Representation of nitrogen molecule is N2, and representation of oxygen molecule is O2. Oxygen molecule is O2. H2 represent, there is one molecule of hydrogen which have two atoms of hydrogen, and N2 represent one molecule of nitrogen which have two atoms of nitrogen. O2 represent one molecule of oxygen which have two atoms of oxygen. We also know about ozone. Ozone is O3. O3 represent one molecule of ozone and three which have three atoms in it. So now compounds can also be represented. Water is represented by molecular formula of water is H2O. So H2O means there is one molecule of water which have two hydrogen and one oxygen atom. Okay, means one molecule of water which have two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. ammonia chloride. Ammonia chloride is represented by, ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is represented by NH3 NH4Cl. NH4Cl means one molecule of ammonium chloride which have four atom of ammonium and one atom, if there is nothing means one atom of chloride. Okay, so we have studied examples of molecules and how to represent the molecules and how to represent the compounds. Now we will study about radicals. Radical is an atom or a group of atoms of same or different elements which acts as a single unit with charges on them. Means radical can be an atom also, or can be a group of atom also of same or different element. When they are a group, when they act as a group, they can be of same or different elements also, but they act as a single unit with charges on them. Charges is very necessary because charges represent that it is a radical. So radical is a group. Radical can be an atom also, or a group of atoms also of different or same element which act as a single unit with charges on them. Now we will study about simple and compound radicals. Simple radical means has one atom, which has one atom. Example is Na and Mg. I have told you that radical is represented by their charges. So Na means sodium also have a charge and magnesium is also have a charge, and it is only Na, so it is representing that it is a one atom. So it is these two are the example of simple radical. Compound radical means made up of a group of two or more different atoms. They are different atoms of two or more. They can be more than two also. Example is SO4 2 minus. SO4 2 minus, here S is also there and O is also there. There are two different atoms. And here also borate BO3 minus means here B is also there and O, it is a borate. So there are two different atoms, and here also there are two different atoms and they are showing negative charge. So they are radicals because I have told you that radicals have charges on them. So they are having charges and they are also having charges. So these four are radicals and it have different atoms. So it is a compound radical. It has only one atom, so it is a simple radical. Now we will study about basic and acidic radicals. Friends, we have studied about radical. Now we will study about electropositive radical and electronegative radical. So here I have written one reaction. Potassium hydroxide means KOH reacts with hydrochloric acid means HCl to form potassium chloride means KCl, and water I have written H2O. So potassium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form potassium chloride and water. So potassium hydroxide is base and it reacts with hydrochloric acid, which is an acid. You all know when base and acid reacts, neutralization occurs and salt and water is produced. So potassium chloride is salt and water is water, you know, H2O is water. So now when we will put this salt in water, it is split into two radicals. One will carry positive charge and one will carry negative charge. So the basic radical, I have told you that it is the base and it is the acid. So the basic radical will carry positive charge, electropositive charge, and the acid radical will carry negative charge, electronegative charge. So let's quickly revise. A potassium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to form salt, which is potassium chloride, and water, which is H2O. So this is base, it is acid. When base and acid react, neutralization occurs and salt and water is formed. You all know that. Now when we will put this salt in water, it splits into two radicals. One will be electropositive radical and second will be electronegative radical. Electropositive radical will be base and the electronegative radical will be acid. Now we have completed with topic radical. In our next video we will study about how to write the chemical formula.